Hello, my name is Eric Reese, and we're broadcasting from Senior Resources of Guilford. Tai Chi Chuan is the subject, and I want to issue a precaution for everyone that Senior Resources of Guilford is not responsible for any injury you may incur, neither am I, so work at your own level. If you feel in doubt about doing any of the exercises, just leave them out for now until you have more experience and more conditioning before approaching more challenging exercise. Let's make a fist with the right hand. Cover the knuckles with the left. We come here in peace. We don't wish to fight. And relax. We're engaged in a Chinese martial art that consists of exercise, meditation, and self-defense all wrapped into one. So everything that we're doing, even this gesture, is martial arts. And the fun is to figure that out and use your imagination. And let's go ahead and begin with some gentle loosening. One of my favorites is loosening the wrists. Clasp the fingers and gently loosen. Oiling the joints. Reverse direction. I recommend this one as part of your daily routine. So easy to allow stiffness to enter the body, and it's an insidious process that we don't really notice until it's almost too late to fix it. So let's start now. We can reverse stiffness with regular practice. And we're going to call that anti-aging. Let's go ahead and loosen the shoulders, and this one is one side goes up, the other goes down. Now what we don't want to do here is this. So keep the head straight, as if my shoulder's trying to touch my ear, but I'm not going to lean my head over to do that. One side up, the other down. And think of the arm that's going down as becoming heavy. So this gives us a visualization. Think of the arm becoming heavy, and when one side becomes heavy, the other naturally becomes lighter. And that's the idea of yin and yang in balance, opposites in balance. We're just working at 70%. To do more than that is overdoing. We may have to do less if we're healing injuries or excessive stiffness in the shoulder. A lot of people have rotator cuff issues. Some people even have shoulder replacements. So work very softly. If you've already had surgery in any area of the body, be especially respectful of that place. And relax. Let's go ahead and loosen the waist. So my feet are still shoulder width apart, and I'm going to keep the knees slightly bent. And on this one, I'm going to circle at the waist. Again, only 70%. This one prevents lower back troubles. We'll just do 5, and at home, I recommend doing 10 times. We'll reverse direction. Remember not to strain or to force anything. Good. Let's do another one for the waist, which includes hips and abdominal area. We'll put our fingers near the navel to help us do the movement. Now we're going to move the hips around in a circle like a Ferris wheel, going up. I'll show you without my hands in the way so you can see it, and down. keep the shoulders at the same place. So what we're doing is gently elongating the lower part of the spine and down. So we're not doing the whole body like this because there's no stretch. Lift up and compress this area. So now we're getting a massage on the kidneys, internal organs here as we go to the other side, compressing the kidneys, and then lower. Now the kidneys stretch. Look at all the health benefits here, massaging the inside and the outside of the body. As you lift, exhale, let the movement gently squeeze the air out because we're breathing here, abdominal breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. Squeeze gently, and then inhale, let the belly fill, pelvic floor lowers, squeeze, lifting up. And we'll reverse. So this one's a little tricky in the beginning. And then of course, when you get the idea, then you don't need to keep your hands there. We'll do a few more. Okay, good. And like Indian yoga, Chinese yoga, which is sometimes the name for Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong, it makes the body work areas that most people don't work in their daily activities. So this is very important to learn how to stretch, tone, and strengthen parts of the body that don't get a workout during our daily life. So this is why we need to practice certain exercise. Now we're going to put the feet together, knees touching, knee rotations, hands covering the knees, and we do 10 of these, very soft. No pain is our mantra. Reverse direction, 10 more. Smooth out the breathing. Okay, now what if that hurts the knees? If you're healing injury or you've had a knee replacement, you can hold the position, move the chi, the energy, using your imagination only. So I'm going to effectively wash the energy, the chi, through the joints with my mind, and that will actually have a healing effect. So that maybe a few weeks or months down the road, I can start to circle very small and I don't have any pain. And then gradually over time, we can increase the size of the circle. Anti-aging. Rejuvenation and repair. Let's go ahead and do a kidney exercise. Let's clasp the fingers. Again, feet are shoulder width apart on this one. I'll turn sideways. And we're going to exhale and relax the body. Hang down. Inhale, come up. Now notice on the coming up movement, I'm holding my arms still and just standing up. So the arms, the hands are not doing this, which would be independent movement of the arms. So watch it again. Exhale down. Inhale up. So I'm drawing up using power from the kidney area, the low back. Now if I have some injuries like low back or knees, I'm going to keep my knees a little bit bent. But as I heal and get a little bit more fit, I'm going to do it with the legs straight. So you decide where you are today. Exhale down. Inhale up. And one more thing is I'm going to keep my focus on the kidneys. My mind leads the chi to the kidneys as I practice. So I'm packing in the chi to the kidneys, which are the governors of chi, energy. Exhale down. Inhale up. Again, no force. And take a rest. Okay, good. Now, whenever we do a forward stretch, we want to counter it with a backward stretch. So we're going to do one called holding up the sky. And like a lot of yoga, it's a posture that we hold. So I'm going to separate my feet a little wider for stability and aim my hands toward the sky and look up. Over time, we might go back a little bit more. And straighten. Now, if you feel unsafe doing that one standing up, do it sitting in the chair. Just sit down and look up and arch the spine. Okay, very good. So we've warmed up a few places in the body. It's easy to remember how to warm up if you start from head and go to feet. So head to toe. We did it a little bit for the shoulders, the wrists, the waist, the knees. And of course, there's other places we could figure out: the neck, the elbows, the ankles. Okay, so you can vary your routine from one day to another, or when you have more time, do everything you can remember and have a good practice. 20 minutes is enough to get better health. 20 minutes a day, you get healthier. Now, for martial arts, you need to practice more, and sometimes you need a partner so that you can try things out with each other and get more confident that the techniques truly work. The meditation takes the most skill and is probably the more difficult or challenging thing to do. And we want to meditate while we're doing everything: the calisthenic exercise, the martial arts, and then of course, meditation itself, by itself, as a practice. Now we're going to do 5 temple exercises. When I learned from my teacher, he explained that the temple exercises were practiced by the Shaolin monks of China in the Shaolin Temple, where Kung Fu and even Tai Chi became very famous as fighting arts. They're still there today in China, the Shaolin monks, and they do demonstrations around the world. So let's go ahead and do 5 temple exercises. We're going to turn the right foot out, so I'm going to mirror you here, and step forward with your left foot, the prayer wheel exercise. So legend has it that a famous teacher and master from India came to China. He came to Shaolin, and he found that even though the monks were very spiritual, they meditated a lot and they were sedentary. So he felt like they needed to work on their physical health as well as the spiritual health, meditation. He taught them exercises they could do while they prayed and meditated. And these exercises became refined as Qigong, Tai Chi Chuan. So the prayer wheel exercise is a very good exercise to learn how to meditate because it's simple and gentle. It's also teaching us the primary 2 Tai Chi stances that we use all through the Tai Chi form. So when we're forward, It's called the bow stance. The leg looks like a bow from archery, and about 70% of our weight is forward, 30% back. When we shift back, it's the back stance. 70% in the back leg, 30% in the front leg. So back stance and bow stance, there's the bow and back stance. Bow stance, back stance. Okay, now let's go ahead and switch sides. So turn your left foot out, put your right foot in front, and we also want to be standing as if we're standing on railroad tracks with our feet. So not on one track, because that's like walking a tightrope and it's not very stable. So imagine your front foot is right on a rail. Make sure your back foot is on the other rail, not on the same one. Okay? In fact, this little strip of floor here that you can see, maybe you can see it, I have one foot on one side, one on the other. So I want to have my knees open, my hips gently stretching, about shoulder width apart. Prayer wheel practice. Now with time and practice, I also want to avoid bobbing up and down. So I don't want to do this. Or raise the foot off the ground. Keep the feet flat. Relax. We want to sync the energy and the weight and develop what we call a root. One of the challenges of practice is realizing how tense we truly are almost all of the time. And that work of relaxing gradually over the years, that's the really hard work of practice. To let go, dissolve tension, relax muscle, and the body spontaneously heals when we do that. The second one in this set of 5 temple exercises is called pushing mountains. So I'm going to imagine I'm striking with the fingers, and then the other side. Now this one, I'm not moving the hips or the knees, so I don't want to break my stance like this. I'm turning at the abdominal waist, imagining somebody in front of me, and I'm touching right in front of the middle of my body on their body, and rotating both arms. Front palm is down and back palm is up. Pushing mountains. Notice I'm not letting my elbow go back here. If you do this, I want you to do this and just feel the tension in your shoulder. You feel how tense and tight that is right now? Now what about now? The elbow doesn't go past the back of the body. Notice the difference. Very tense, more relaxed. And we're holding a healthy horse stance. Let's go right into the next one using the horse stance again. All 4 fingers touch the tip of the thumb, pulling taffy. Fingers up, close. Fingers down, open. Now you could easily do these 5 temple exercises first thing in the morning. Remember to do some knee warm-ups, knee rotations, throw those in there, and you'll have a exercise routine you can do in less than 10 minutes, just to start your day. Okay, and now since we have already warmed up the knees, we're safe in doing more challenging work. Again, the feet are wider, polishing the emperor's mirror, like I'm holding rags against a mirror. Exhale down. Inhale up. These are the same muscles we use to sit in a chair and get up again, and also to get up from the floor. So very important. It's very upsetting to me when people say, I can get down, but I can't get up. Well, that's because you stopped doing it. So it's very important to be able to get up and down off the ground your whole life, so you don't need to rely on somebody to pick you up when you fall. And there's a lot of ways to do that. Let me just show you some things. Maybe I change knees. I might need a towel. Maybe I need a towel under my knee. Maybe not. You see? Practicing. Switching sides. Which one goes down first? Now, what if we can't do that, right? Well, maybe we go like this. See, we're training those muscles. We're making them strong again, because aging poorly is what might be preventing us from getting up. We let those muscles atrophy. Now let's just make them stronger again, like they used to be. It's all up to us. And now we have number 5. Feet shoulder width apart, picking fruit. Like we're plucking a ripe piece of fruit out of a tree. Make a fist. Notice the yin and yang in balance again. One hand closing, the other opening. Opposites. Reach up. Closing and opening. Picking fruit. Also, look at my shoulders. Does this look familiar? We started today with this one for the shoulders. Look at this one. You see? Now look. Picking fruit. Important movement. Why? Imagine the shoulders are connected like a seesaw. Where's the fulcrum? What's in the middle? The pivot point is here. This area is very important to exercise. That's the place where people start to stoop. Again, when they're aging poorly, when this part gets weak, the entire body follows. So very important to stretch. We did a stretch here. We did a stretch here. And now we're doing one here. Right on that area between the shoulder blades. Very important for anti-aging. Now let's do some Tai Chi. Okay. Let's work on a little mini routine. Just one movement to start. So you imitate me as best you can. The third movement of Tai Chi, called grasp bird's tail, to the left and to the right. I'm going to step comfortably. Not on a tightrope, remember. We're creating our Tai Chi stances. Oh, there's the back stance. Now the palms pass at heart level, and there's the bow stance. Now I'm just going to step back, holding the ball. Grasp bird's tail. I'm actually doing it on my left side. At home, if you're following, you're doing it on your right side. So you're doing a grasp bird's tail. We'll say toward the right side, so we don't confuse it with another movement with the same name. We'll say toward the right instead of to the right. Grasp bird's tail, toward the right. Notice the slower we go, the more challenging. Why? Because all the weight's on just one leg for a few seconds, you see? And that's how we're training balance and leg strength both. So I could do this and then change my mind and go some other direction, or kick. So step. Now you're doing grasp bird's tail to the left. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a lot of energy in my hands right now from the effect of those warm-ups that we did. And the more we learn to relax the mind through meditation, the more chi we feel, the better we feel. Okay, good. So right now it's very important to maintain our practice. I notice in our society, especially today, with so much confusion and uncertainty, that people are feeling very ungrounded. It's like we're floating around. Like imagine if you looked at this chair and you expected to be able to sit in it safely and it was hovering above the ground like this. Would you jump in it? Expect it to hold you up? But spiritually, that's what a lot of us are doing right now. We don't have a strong root. We're kind of floating and uncertain, feeling like we're not in control. It's almost like a kite. You know, you can't fly a kite unless you're holding the end of the string. What happens when you let go? It just flutters away and falls to the ground. So when we do Tai Chi and we talk about bending the knees and getting closer to the ground, we're talking about grounding ourselves, rooting ourselves, so we don't feel like that kite where nobody's holding on to the string at the other end. Very, very important. So we see a lot of people disconnected from the earth. That's an earth energy. So I have an earth energy problem. Well, what's an earth energy problem? Mostly anything from about the hips down. Well, do you know anyone with hip problem? Do you know anyone with knee problem? How about foot or ankle? Those are all earth energy problem. Okay, so work on standing, relax, balance, strengthen. Now I'm going to go through a little bit more Tai Chi. Let's do a simple meditational exercise based on two postures. This on your side, you're doing playing the harp. Now just going to switch sides, playing the violin. You're playing the violin like I have a bow. I'm getting ready for Carnegie Hall. I'm playing the violin. And the other side, playing the harp. Now if you can, there's no weight in the front leg. Notice it's resting very lightly on the heel. But if you're not able to do that today, put some weight on it. Gently change sides. You see? Very relaxed. Do it for a few minutes so that you really feel the chi and you experience the meditation. That happens when you stop thinking about what you're doing, but you're still fully alert and conscious. Now we can do it as a walking. So I'll walk toward the camera and you have playing the harp. Turn the front foot and sink like you're melting. Playing the violin. Turn the front foot and step up. Turn the front foot, melt, and then come up strong. Now if I run out of room, I can step backwards too. Backward walking. Any space we have, we can use effectively. And this is helping to teach us awareness of what's happening behind us if something's happening behind us, or awareness nothing's happening that we need to be concerned about. And I step forward. Again. Pretty soon you'll be able to judge your surroundings with accuracy. I used to challenge myself. I would step right up to something, be very close to it, and then check how close did I get without touching it. Can I feel it with my bat radar, right? Can I feel it with my energy without using my eyes? This way, this way, and relax. So two very important postures. Let's go ahead. We're getting ready to close up. I'm going to step over with my right foot, but you're following with your left. Step over. Tai Chi circle breathing. Inhale up, exhale down. Guiding the chi down to an area below the navel, inside the belly, called the Dantian. Dantian. D-A-N-T-I-E-N. Very good. So remember, the only wrong practice is no practice. So practice something, and I'll see you next week. Share with your friends, and we'll open the arms. Right hand is a fist. Cover the knuckles with the left. Clap 3 times.